I have to say with tarot, though, there's always a positive and a negative to each card. Okay, there's not one card that's completely negative, completely, ugly. Um, Obviously, the Ten of Swords can be quite daunting because it appears that you've been stabbed in the back numerous times. But the positive aspect to this card is that you're at a completion, you're at an end of something, of some cycle. And I feel like for some of you, this is talking about maturity. This is talking about growing out of, I want to say moving out of your parents' home. That's a message that I'm getting. For some of you, you're venturing off away from family to create your own life. Some of you are even moving overseas, or you're moving to a new country or a new state to find your way. And you're going to be successful in doing that. It's going to be a very positive change for you. I feel like if you're moving, you found a job somewhere else in another state, maybe even another county. It doesn't have to be another state. For some of you, it is a job. Maybe it's like an internship. You are getting notification that you qualify for an internship and you're moving abroad, which will be excellent for you. So good for you. For others of you, this can be job related, where I feel like there's a fire sign, could be a fire sign female, can be a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. If not, she is someone who just embodies the characteristics of a fire sign. So someone who's very outgoing, someone who's very charismatic, but she can also be someone that's highly temperamental, someone who can be a bit egotistical. And this person, they can be impacting your work environment. And I feel like this month you're making the decision, after communicating with this person, you're making the decision to move on to bigger and better things. And I see you being successful at doing that, okay? But there's an ending first that has to take place, and it could have already taken place in the last month because this is on a past line. So this is something that could have already taken place, but this is something that can take place early on in the month as well. You feel very on guard and defensive with this Queen of Wands, okay? It can be a male too. It doesn't have to be a female, since this is a general reading for a large population. Also, remember to focus on the characteristics of the Queen rather than just the zodiac sign that she's usually connected with, okay? I see for you, though, yeah, you're on guard with this person, but there's a victory by the end of the month. You're moving away into something bigger and better. For those of you where this is job related, this is like a new job offer coming in, and it can be from a family member or a friend, someone close, someone you have a close connection with, where they're offering you some type of opportunity. And it's a great opportunity, but it's a means of, it comes by means of ending what you currently are dealing with, whatever current work conditions you're dealing with. And I've seen a lot of that in the readings that I've done thus far this month. I mean, that's the main message. There's change about for everyone. For a lot of you, this is work related because we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands with the Eight of Pentacles is telling me that you're now certain which direction you want to proceed in regarding your work, where you want to go with that. Because, I mean, you're tired of this Queen. I feel like she did something to stab you in the back, he or she. She's the one you just can't deal with anymore because you're very on guard with this person. And you have to end this connection with this person in order to move forward. Okay? Let's look at it more in depth with the clarifying cards here. I want to look at the Queen of Wands first. Yeah, you question their faithfulness, their loyalty to you. Maybe they lied, they were a bit deceptive. You thought they were working in your best interest, but come to find out they weren't, and they've disappointed you in some way, which is why we have the Ten of Swords here. Okay? But this is a blessing in disguise, because ultimately it's guiding you down a new path. You're realizing that, you know, you haven't been, you've been too trusting with this person. And they've hurt you so badly, you just need to let it go. And you end it this month, beginning of this month, or you've already ended it last month. Let's look at this Ten of Swords. Yeah. This is someone that, you know, maybe you had a romantic connection with, but this can also be someone that you just trusted. You had emotional ties to. But there was some secret or something hidden that wasn't revealed. Now it's coming to light, or it has came to light already, and you're having to move away. You're having to travel on, leave this behind. I want to look at the Six of Wands here. There's healing. Yeah. Victory. You know, the Six of Wands is all about victory. So there's some type of other professional that comes in to help you. So like, again, this can be a friend, a family member. I'm seeing that here with the Ten of Pentacles. This can be a family member or a friend of the family, someone who's closely connected to you, coming in as a professional in their field saying, you know what, let me help you. Let's get you going in a new direction, or let me make this offer to you. And it's a conversation that you have with this person, and they're trying to help you. They're trying to bring this victory about for you in your life, and it's certainly going to lead that way. But you're going in a whole new direction, okay? So it may be something that you didn't think of doing before. You're a bit indecisive initially, but we have the Two of Wands with the Three of Wands, and this Three of Wands is connected to the Eight of Pentacles, which is the work card. So it's like, at first you feel a bit apprehensive, because with Taurus, you want some time to kind of think things through. You know, you don't want to rush into anything, but this offer from this person comes about suddenly. When it does come in, it leaves you a bit, you know, unbalanced or on guard, because you're not sure what you should do, but they convince you. And it's a good thing too, because it leads you down a better, brighter path. So just trust in that, okay? With that, I'm going to go ahead and look at the love portion for the month of October. I'm sorry for the camera shaking here. I said it in my other videos as well. It's kind of unstable on this table I have here. We have Wheel of Fortune, Seven of Wands, Eight of Swords, Page of Wands, Three of Cups, High Priestess, Knight of Swords, Four of Wands, King of Cups, and at the bottom of the deck we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, let me just look this over and see what messages come through here. I feel like for some of you, you may have rushed into a relationship in the past, and you're now realizing this month that it may have not been the best thing, okay? It's kind of like things are fizzling out this month. I feel like you got involved with someone far too quickly. And this can be, if you're a male, this is a female, it can be an air sign. So it can be an Aquarius, Libra, or a Gemini. If not, she's someone who just embodies the characteristics of that queen. She can be someone who's a little bit cold and distant emotionally. She doesn't wear her heart on her sleeve. Sometimes you even could wonder if she has emotions at all. But she's just a very mental person, she's very much in her head. For those of you who are female Tauruses, you can be dealing with a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. And this person frustrates you. Just frustrates you. I feel like you're wanting a more sound relationship with this person. You're wanting more stability. But you almost feel like there's something secretive going on with this person. And that can be very much so, especially with a Scorpio, okay? Because they tend to be very highly secretive people. But it baffles you, and it kind of makes you feel mentally and emotionally stuck, because you're not quite sure how to deal with this person. For some of you, you may already be invested in a person, but you find out that they may have an interest in someone else. And the strong foundation that you thought was there, you're realizing this month that it's not really there. This person, whoever you're invested in, they can be someone who, they're kind of fickle. They aren't really one to get too emotionally invested in relationships. And so for that reason, there's a lot of temptation that surrounds them, and they don't think things through. They're not as cautious, and they don't really consider the consequences of their actions. They just go with the motion, okay? So this month you may be facing that challenge, realizing that, there's some instability in this relationship that needs to be worked out. And the Seven of Wands tells me that, you may be battling it out with this person a little bit. For those of you who are single, I would say if you're a male, be careful, because this person that you're interested in, she may be interested in someone else. And you're going to recognize that this month. So don't rush into a relationship with this person. Now, if you're a female, again, this person that may come in for you this month, he's someone that he may have already come in, same thing with females, like male or female, this person may have already been introduced into your life, or they may be coming in this month. But I feel like you just have to be careful with these people, because sometimes you can fall in love rather quickly, even if you don't mean to. It's not your intention, but you can sometimes be a little too trusting, and I'm just getting, you have to be really cautious. Be cautious with these individuals. Take your time to get to know them, and don't get emotionally invested too quickly. Let me look at this Seven of Wands here. So with the Seven of Wands, for those of you who are single, somebody may be coming into your life that's offering you a lot of love, a lot of joy, and there's some happiness, some reason to celebrate. But again, it's almost like you're jumping in too quickly, so don't get too emotionally invested too soon, okay? Give this relationship time so that you can figure out more about what this person's about, where they're coming from. For those of you who are in a committed relationship, this kind of tells me that you're worried about, you love this person, you're invested in this person, you want to continue like a happy, upbeat kind of relationship, but you may feel as though this person's faithfulness and honesty is a bit wavering. And so you may feel like they're stepping out, or you may feel like, again, there's just a lack of honesty there. So again, just be cautious. Let's look at I want to look at the King of Cups. Actually, I want to look at the High Priestess. I was going to look at the King and Queen, but I think I'm going to look at the High Priestess, because that's really the card that's talking about following your intuition, following your gut, or there being some hidden secrets there. I'm getting, don't wear your heart on your sleeve. Yeah. For some of you, if someone new is coming in, it's a new relationship, okay? You're putting a lot of thought and consideration into this, maybe more than what you should. But you have to realize there's some falseness or deception here, okay? They're not being completely honest. And it's not to say that that there's not potential here. It's just maybe there's an aspect of their life that they're not sharing with you because they're afraid to. Like maybe you start dating someone and then you find out later that they're still they told you they're divorced, but they're still in the process of getting divorced, or you meet them and you find out they actually, they have children that you weren't aware of, or something like that. That can be a possibility as well. In the relationship aspect, this is telling you, listen to your intuition, because there's new information that you've just found out, or you will find out about some deception. And you're going to ponder it, you're going to think about it, and you have to trust it. You have to trust it. Trust your gut more than anything.